And we were lucky enough to get a great tenant in the Laugh Factory who has been doing some really great things with this, including sharing it with the city. So we're very grateful to them for that. I also want to take an opportunity and give a round of applause to all the honorees today. I'd like to congratulate you on all your hard work and everything that you do for the community. This is a great event, and this is a great month to honor all of you ladies, so congratulations. I'd also like to take now the opportunity to invite someone really special from the Covina Valley Unified School District. I'd like to call up, let's see here, I'm trying to find the name here. It's not as big as I thought it would be. Here we go. Okay, Julianne Fernandez, if you could come on up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand and put your right hand over your heart. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Julianne. Thank you. We appreciate you coming out. And you go to Northview High School, correct, Julianne? Yes. And now I'd like to take the opportunity to just thank some of the dignitaries and acknowledge some of the dignitaries that have come to this event today. I'm going to start off with Mayor of City of Laverne, Tim Hepburn. Right, Tim. Look for the bow tie, you'll find Tim. I'd like to introduce the Vice Mayor from City of Pomona, Elizabeth Ontiveros Cole. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'd like to thank City Manager Ken Domer from the City of Laverne for being here. I'd like to thank Superintendent Froilan Mendoza from the Baldwin Park Unified School District. We got Police Chief Sam Gonzalez from the City of Laverne. Thank you, Chief. And we have Mayor Pro Tem Michelle Cash from the City of Laverne. And we also have Marisol Cortez from the City of El Monte, council member. Thank you, Marisol. I appreciate you all coming to the City of Covina today. Okay. And now I would just like to say a few words about our great senator, if that's okay. Okay. Usually they like this part. Okay. It's my honor to introduce Senator Susan Rubio today, a leader whose life story reflects resilience, courage, and an unwavering commitment to women, children, and families. An educator for 20 years, the daughter of bracero farm worker, and a proud resident of Baldwin Park, Senator Rubio has overcome many challenges, including surviving deportation and domestic violence. Those experiences shaped her lifelong commitment to protecting survivors and advocating for working families. She made history alongside her sister as the first sisters ever elected to serve together in the California legislature. And this year, she made history once again as the first woman and first Latina to chair the Senate Governmental Organization Committee, while also serving in the Senate leadership as an assistant majority whip. In the legislature, Senator Rubio serves on several key committees, including health, insurance, energy, utilities, and communications, and governmental organization where she helps shape policies impacting healthcare access, consumer protection, public safety, and economic opportunity across California. She also chairs the Select Committee on Minority Economic Development and the San Gabriel Valley Legislative Caucus, and has been internationally recognized for her groundbreaking work protecting survivors of domestic violence and strengthening protections for families. Senator Rubio proudly represents the San Gabriel Valley and Inland Empire and has dedicated her career to uplifting women, protecting our children, and ensuring families have justice and the opportunities they deserve. Everybody, please help me and the City of Covina, because we love our senator. Give a warm welcome to Senator Susan Rubio.
Good morning, everyone. You already know that I'm a teacher, so I'm going to say good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, my kids know they have to say good morning now. I won't stop repeating that. But thank you so much for this honor. It is really an incredible day today because not for me, but for these fabulous, wonderful women that are behind me. Very often I have been in our communities where I see so many women working so hard in so many different capacities, but we don't get to thank them. We don't get to stop and smell the roses and say thank you. And so today, this day is about you. It's about honoring those that are behind the scenes, that often are not admired, often are underappreciated, and often work so hard on all of our behalfs. And again, they are the heroes behind the curtain. So please, again, let's give them all a big round of applause. And I want to share this. Normally, they ask us to pick one woman of the year. And I represent 1 million people, 15 cities. And that is the most impossible task to give someone like me, because I get to walk into every single community, whether it's the school district, the city council, all the nonprofits that do so much. I belong to all the women's clubs, and I've been a member for 20 years, and I've been watching them work so hard behind the scenes. And again, how do you pick one person? So I wanted to highlight that because you have to know how extraordinary these women have to be picked out of 1 million residents. I'm just gonna say maybe 50% women, and for people to nominate them, that means that they're making a difference in their community. They are strong, they're beautiful, and they are appreciated. So thank you, and I just wanna say that we do pay attention. We do see you and we appreciate you. And I hope that when they go back to their communities, mayors and council members, let's make sure that we put it on the website. Let's make sure that we honor them, because they have to know who they have in their own communities, in their backyard, and they need to stop and say thank you. So to everyone that's here, I appreciate you, because I just heard someone say that they came from Australia. So let's give them a big round of applause. They probably came the furthest. All right there, Australia. Wow, so that's pretty special. I know we have Arizona in the house. That's what I heard. Arizona, raise your hands. There they are. I mean, I could go on and on and on, and that's because it's such a special moment. To all the spouses, friends, sisters, neighbors, thank you for being here and supporting your loved one, because it matters. It matters that you have your tribe with you, your people with you. And this is an honor, I often say, not that they earn alone. It's always the people around us that make us who we are, that elevate us, that support us. And I'm sure they're going to take a moment themselves to thank you. But I just want to say thank you for being here and honoring their recognition by just your presence. And so I want to thank the city of Covina for always being such a wonderful host. I want to just really quickly start with this theater. Most people may not know I'm an artist myself. I paint. I love the arts, performance. I love the theater. I actually did theater when I was younger, in my 20s, for about 5 years. And so I always find an opportunity to engage our students. You know, you heard I'm a teacher by trade. I've been a teacher for 20 years. And they kind of little by little have been disappearing in our schools. And so I always make sure that we open up opportunities to, you know, spark that curiosity and maybe encourage them to become artists themselves. So this theater is special because I knew that the city of Covina could not afford to purchase the theater. And we have a family in the city that has put so much heart and soul into this theater. The Champion family, who for years renovated the theater. I mean, as you can tell, it is a special place, and they were ready to give it. And so I knew that the city was struggling to purchase it. And so we worked in collaboration, and I was able to secure $3 million so that we could buy it. And we did, yes. And so now it belongs to the city, but I wanted to share this because the city gets to use it, but it's really a community theater. Our students, our schools, myself, anyone that wants to use it for special events like this, they can. And so I think it's a gem in the community. If you ever see pictures from like 1950s, 70s, 80s. You see this theater. This is what makes Covina Covina. So I'm so proud to be able to say that we bought it together, we secured it, and now it'll be a staple in this community for generations to come. So thank you, Mayor, for your partnership, and thank the council as well. So throughout history, we already know that we've had phenomenal women breaking barriers. In fact, on the floor of the Senate this past week, we honored Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, because we know all the barriers that she had to break. She was one of 9 women at Harvard, and she remembers someone telling her that how dare she take a spot that belonged to a man. And so, as small in stature as she was mighty in force, and she really fought hard to ensure that she was not the last one, that there were women that kept coming behind her. And so we honored her because we know that she transformed the legal landscape for gender equality, for so many others who now are shattering glass ceilings. And the mayor just stated that my sister and I are the first sisters in California history. And I like to think we're special, but we're not. The reality is that in the history of California, there have been over 4,500 men that have served either as an assembly member or a senator. And when we get elected, we get a number. The women get a number. When I got elected, I was number 163. When my sister Blanca got elected 2 years prior, she was 153. And we just hit 200 women. I want you to think about that for a second. 4,500 men, and we just hit 200. So again, we're not special. Well, I like to think we are, but I know the reality is that there have been so little women serving in the legislature, so the chances of 2 sisters, it was almost non-existent. So I do hope that now that my sister and I have broken that barrier and have become the first sisters in California history, that we can encourage all the young ladies here in this audience and many more to see what's possible. And hopefully we'll see more sisters and more sisters. There's been many brothers, but again, we're the only sisters. So that is the point to these type of events, not necessarily for ourselves, but we know that, the children come with you, and we want to make sure that they're inspired. We want to make sure that they see themselves in all these phenomenal women, whether it's a judge, an elected official, or an artist, or someone like, Marlene, who's been behind the scenes, elevating small businesses, the women's clubs, and the list goes on and on and on. But I just want to say thank you for allowing us to be here. So today I want to just share a little bit of who I am. I know the mayor started off and shared a little bit of my story, but the one thing that has always propelled me forward has been children, education, our youth. So being a teacher for 20 years, I know what I saw as an educator. And I remember that I used to always have a lot of food in my drawers because children would come to my classroom and say, Ms. Rubio, my tummy hurts. I always knew what that meant. I always knew that they had not had anything to eat. And so I always had snacks for them ready to go, or they would come and say that they had a headache. Again, I knew what that meant. And so I always, did what I could to feed them. Sometimes they would show up, and in schools, those that can have to pay for the lunches. And when parents couldn't afford it, the children would sit out. And so I always knew who those kids were. So I had a budget set aside so I can pay for their lunches. I literally, the way it works, they go in school and they'll sit aside, and I'll ask, why are you here? Oh, my mom forgot to pay my lunch. And so that's just the reality we were living in. Since I got to the legislature, and I didn't do it alone, but we have now made school lunches free for every child in every school, regardless of their income. And so I want to thank the school districts here who have really honored that. And I think that the very basic thing that we can do for children is feed them. So now every child goes to school. Yeah, thank you. So every child now goes to school and gets fed. And so that was what I started seeing. I used to have children come to me and say, Ms. Rubio, we've been sleeping in our cars. I wasn't able to do my homework, and I would say, why? Well, it's uncomfortable. We've been sleeping in our car for 2 weeks or a week because we got thrown out of our apartment or our house or whatever the case may be. So then I would jump into action, connect them with services, trying to figure out how am I going to house this family. And so I'm so glad we have so many great community partners that would help me, get them an opportunity to be housed. But it kept happening over and over again. So it was food insecurity, housing insecurity. And my school was a uniform school. But you can tell what child had not had a second set of clothing because they would come with the same clothing, with the same stain on their shirt. So I was buying clothing, I was buying shoes, and those that have family members that are teachers or teachers yourself, we couldn't afford it. So I could not afford to continue to buy clothing and food and everything that we needed, so that led me to public service early on. I became a council member, 13 years locally, and when the opportunity became available for me to be a state senator, I figured then I would have a much bigger platform and a much bigger budget so that I can help our students. So children have been my mission. Education has been my mission. I'm still a teacher. I'm still employed by Monrovia Unified School District. In fact, I taught 12 high schools in the last 4 months. Yesterday, I taught at Pomona, 2 high schools, and that's volunteer. They don't pay me. I just always call them and say, can I teach your class? I teach government, I teach other things, but that is always going to be my passion. So I wanted you to know where I came from, why it's so important for me to be in the position that I am and continue to change laws, which led me to some of the policies that I passed. And so I just wanted to share with you, a lot of you know me and a lot of you don't, so I'll share some of the policies that were important for me. And that was our children, once again. So I passed a lot of bills on human trafficking. That is another mission of mine, to save every child that I can. Right now I have several bills on pornography, child exploitation, and the list goes on and on. But 2 that I'm really proud of is, in the state of California, it wasn't a felony to sell children. It wasn't an automatic felony. So I set out to change the law so that if any person ever harms a child and sells a child for sex, automatically a felony, no questions asked, they should be held accountable. So now that is the law in California. And then the other piece was, thank you. And the other side is, when someone buys a child, well, if they weren't buying children, there would be no market, and they also should be held accountable. So I also passed a law that said anyone that buys a child, now it's an automatic felony, and they have to pay a price. So that is what I do, and I'll continue to do that. So I wanted you to know that public safety is an important part of what I do, and I'm glad to see a lot of police officers here. I've been able to bring, I would say, $3 million. I have 15 cities to support my local police departments. And I also have worked really hard to ensure that I support them with policies. Again, the list is long, but the last piece I want to share is domestic violence. I am a survivor, and so that is why I work so closely with our public safety officers to ensure that I support their mission. And in the state of California, when I came, victims had 3 years only to seek justice. Since I've been in the legislature, we went from 3 years to 7 years. The reason that's important, because I always know in this room there'll be probably 4 people experiencing violence or have friends that are experiencing violence, and I hope that you let them know that it is we went from 3 to 7. The other piece is physical assault was recognized as violence, and I changed the law to include coercive control, because psychological violence or torture is sometimes even worse when they take your finances, they isolate you, they don't want you to talk to your family and friends, and by 3-4 years into it, they are so coerced that they cannot break free, and a lot of the times they end up being murdered. So again, I have about 25 bills in that space, so if anybody has ideas, if anybody needs my help, please seek our help. So again, because this is a woman led event, I wanted all of you guys to know that I'm here to support anyone that needs the help, but I also wanted to make this very clear. The numbers in men is growing dramatically. And I don't know if it's because we're talking about it more, that men are feeling more comfortable sharing their stories with me, but it's not just women, it's men. So let's look out for them as well. So I'll leave you with that because the list of some of the things that I've done goes on and on and on, but I just wanted to share where my passion lies, and why I became a senator, and why I'm here, and why I'm so happy to have our local partners help me when we need it. It is a partnership. It is not just me. Every time I do something, it's in collaboration with all those that serve. So big round of applause to all the elected officials in the audience. Thank you for your collaboration. Yes. And so now I want to make sure that we now honor or who we're here to honor, and that is these wonderful, wonderful women that I hope that we continue to honor, not just today, but every day. So I am going to call you up, and I want you to just stand up, and I'm going to read your bio, and I'm going to allow you to say a few words, so I'm going to give you that heads up. So if you want to say some words, you're welcome to do so. All right, so are we ready? Are we ready? All right. Yes, we are ready. So first, I have Arely Moreno. Can you please stand up? Arely Moreno. We're so proud of you. Military Woman of the Year. Yes, thank you for your service. Our Military Woman of the Year is Arely Moreno. She has spent her life serving others, both in the uniform and through her continued advocacy for veterans and families. As an Army veteran and community leader, she has dedicated more than 2 decades to supporting veterans throughout Pomona and the Inland Empire, helping connect them with resources, mentorship, and support as they transition to civilian life. Through her work with organizations such as Thunder, Lightning, and Peace, and many local community partnerships, Arely continues to uplift those who have served our country. Her leadership, compassion, and commitment to service truly embody the spirit of this award. Big round of applause for Arely.
Thank you, Senator, for this award. It truly means a lot. Just coming from you, especially another distinguished woman, I appreciate it, and for your commitment to our veteran community as well. I have to get going today. My daughter is getting an award herself, and so I'm rushing to San Bernardino to make it to her award. So I apologize that I have to leave early, but thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Big round of applause, and that's a great problem to have, that she has to split herself between 2 awards. Isn't that incredible? Not only her, but her daughter. Great family on her way out. Let's give her a big round of applause. Our second honoree is Adriana Retu. Can you please stand up? There you go. Thank you. Our Public Safety Woman of the Year, Officer Adriana, represents the very best of law enforcement service. Since joining the Laverne Police Department, she has demonstrated professionalism, leadership, and an unwavering commitment to protecting the community. In addition to her role as a police officer, she serves in several specialized positions, including as the department's first female drone operator, a peer support team member, recruitment officer, bike team officer, and field training officer. Her colleagues recognized her for her calm presence, reliability, and strong leadership. Officer Retu, dedicated to public safety and service, makes her an outstanding example of what it means to serve our community. Big round of applause to her.
Just a little. Hello, everyone. I'm incredibly honored to accept this award. First, I want to thank Senator Rubio for this selection. It's a privilege to be recognized at this level. And to Chief Gonzalez, thank you for the nomination and continued leadership alongside Captain Tibbetts. And to my family, thank you for the unconditional support that allows me to do this work. Thank you.
Louder, please. Big round of applause. Next, we have someone who I've known, I think, 25 years or something like that. Her name is Angela Salazar. Education Woman of the Year. And even though I've known her for 25 years, I don't get to pick them. It is the community who nominates them, so she just happens to be a phenomenal leader. Her passion is education. Our Education Woman of the Year, Dr. Angela R.D. Salazar, serves as Assistant Superintendent of Student Achievement for the Baldwin Park Unified School District and has dedicated 38 years to education, including 30 years serving the Baldwin Park community. Throughout her career, she has helped strengthen curriculum alignment, professional learning, and student intervention systems to support student success across the district. She is especially proud of the district's work to strengthen early literacy, including training all elementary school teachers in the science of reading so that every student can build the foundational skill of reading at grade level. Dr. Salazar has also helped expand comprehensive social-emotional support services for students, recognizing that students' well-being is an essential part of learning. Inspired by her longtime mentor, Superintendent Dr. Froylin Mendoza, she continues to lead with vision, integrity, and a deep commitment to students, educators, and the Baldwin Park community. Big round of applause for Angela.
Dr. Rubio, in true educator fashion, I do have a speech. As a little girl, I always promised myself two things. I would never become a teacher, and I would never become a nun. Thank goodness I kept that second promise, because for 35 years, I've been blessed with an incredible husband and an amazing family who have supported me through thick and thin. But what about that first promise to never become a teacher? Well, I was definitely rebelling against a powerful calling ingrained in my family for generations, including my great-grandmother, who actually taught at Native American reservations during the 1900s while traveling across the country. And my own grandmother, who went to USC and got a bachelor's in education in 1930. And then my mother, who returned to college when she had 6 toddlers in the house and went on to have 2 more babies while simultaneously earning her teaching credential. So who was I to think I could resist this strong inclination to become a teacher myself? Education has been my calling, and I see it not as a job, but as a vocation. This mission led me out of the classroom and into administration, realizing that through leadership, I could impact the lives of even more students by influencing systemic change, such as improvements in reading instruction and mental health and college and career readiness. And I'm so proud of those programs that we offer in Baldwin Park Unified School District. One of my favorite parts of being a leader is the opportunity to mentor other school leaders like Ali Flor Navalta, who nominated me for this award, and helping them navigate challenges and strengthen their own skills. And I am paying it forward in gratitude to my own mentors, in particular Dr. Froylin Mendoza, our talented and compassionate superintendent who has encouraged my leadership growth for the past 15 years. And of course, no leader can ever be successful without other strong women on their teams, such as Angelica Calderon and Lupe Palacios, 2 senior executive assistants who have supported me behind the scenes throughout the years. So, in honor of all these other women, as well as my fellow recipients and Senator Susan Rubio and her support staff, I would like to close with one of Michelle Obama's favorite toasts. So lift your fake glass. Here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. Cheers.
Now I will tell you why I know them, and I'm Froylin because my first job as a teacher was in their school district, so 20 years ago, and so that's why I know them. So I love you, I love the work that you do, and it's even more special when I see the nominations come in and I happen to know their work, their worth, and everything that they do. So thank you, Angela. But I'm not gonna brush over the fact that she called me Dr. Rubio. People forget that I am a Dr. Rubio. Yes. But I couldn't fit it in the title, Dr. Senator Susan, it's just too long, so I'll stick to Senator. But thank you for remembering that. Okay, so now we have another special honoree. May I ask Marlene Carney to stand up, please? So Marlene is getting the Community Woman of the Year Award. Through her volunteer leadership and civic engagement, she has made a lasting difference in the city of Laverne and the surrounding community. As president of the Laverne San Dimas Women's Club and a dedicated supporter of the Laverne Chamber of Commerce, Marlene has helped strengthen programs that support scholarships, youth, veterans, and families in need. She was recently appointed to the Laverne Planning Commission, where she continues to bring thoughtful leadership and deep love for her community to decisions that shape the city's future. Marlene is someone who consistently shows up to serve others, and we are so proud to honor her tonight. And it's not in this little bio, but I know Marlene from being leading the Chamber of Commerce in the city of Irwindale and being very involved with the Irwindale Chamber of Commerce. So she travels. She doesn't just do her community. She does everyone else's community. So please, a big, big round of applause for her. Thank you.
Good morning. I am truly honored and deeply grateful to be recognized as the 2026 Community Woman of the Year. To be acknowledged for doing a job and doing things that have brought me so much joy and satisfaction is very meaningful to me. Thank you, Senator Rubio. I would like to thank the Laverne City Manager, Mayor Tim Hepburn, and the City Council for the generous nomination and for believing that my contributions were worthy of this recognition. My volunteer work with the City of Laverne, the Laverne San Dimas Women's Club, the Laverne Chamber of Commerce, and other community groups has truly been a privilege. Each of these organizations reflects what makes our community so special. People who care deeply, who give their time, and who work together to make a positive difference for our city and the lives of so many. This award is not just about me. It represents collaboration, camaraderie, and a shared vision for our community. I've had the pleasure of working alongside so many remarkable people, some of who are in the audience, whose generosity, dedication, and commitment inspire me every day. I'd like to thank my friends, my fellow volunteers, my family who continually encourage and support me. A special thank you to my husband, Bill, who has supported every project and every meeting along the way and who has always been my biggest cheerleader. I'm grateful that my daughter, Jacqueline, and granddaughter, Bernadette, are here today. They are both deeply involved in their own communities, and it means so much to me to share this moment with them. And they're very compassionate themselves. Bernadette, my granddaughter, helped deliver meals to people, first responders during the fires last year. And my daughter has always been involved in her community. Laverne is a truly special place, and I feel incredibly fortunate to be part of it. This recognition means more to me than I can express. And I promise to continue serving this community with the same passion and gratitude that brought me here. Thank you again for this wonderful honor. It truly means the world to me. I also want to acknowledge the fact that I do have some board members here from the Laverne Chamber of Commerce, a member from the Laverne San Dimas Women's Club, and of course, the city, our mayor, our city manager, and council member Cash. From the city. So I have my crew here, and they're all, and I was going to start off with a joke, but I'm not going to do that. Just because we're in the laughing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And I
opportunity to plug in the Women's Club. As I mentioned, I've been a member of one Women's Club for 23 years and the rest for many, many years. And some of us are tired, right? Or a little tired. And so I'm always saying to all the young people, look in your communities. There's always a women's club, and I need you to sign up. We need you. All right, so whether it's the Laverne or any other city, we can use your help. So again, please round of applause to Marlene. Thank you. Okay. So next, I'm going to invite Claudia Bautista Perales to stand up, please. Yes. So she is receiving a Nonprofit Woman of the Year award. Claudia Bautista Perales is a courageous advocate and powerful leader dedicated to uplifting immigrant workers and vulnerable families. As the executive director of the Pomona Economic Opportunity Center, she has led the organization with strength and determination during incredibly challenging times, supporting day laborers and families facing economic hardship and immigration enforcement. Claudia's journey from working alongside her farm worker parents to becoming a respected community leader reflects resilience and a deep commitment to justice. Her leadership continues to empower workers, strengthen communities, and create opportunities for those who need it most. Big round of applause for her.
Thank you so much. Well, first of all, thank you, Senator Rubio, for this honor. I didn't prepare anything, so hopefully, I was a little bit nervous and I didn't know what to say. So I should have prepared something. But so hi, everybody. My name is Claudia Bautista. I'm Executive Director of the Pomona Economic Opportunity Center. I've been with the organization since 2020 and officially as Executive Director since December of 2023. Working with the immigrant population in this political climate has been very difficult. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my team. I think they were the ones that nominated me, so I'm really thankful for that. But more than anything, I'm really thankful for all the work that they do every day, regardless of how difficult it is. And also for our volunteers. We have been able to engage over hundreds of volunteers in the last year, and we have volunteers all across the Inland Empire, across 10 different Home Depots as legal observers, making sure that they let us know if anything happens, if ICE or Border Patrol shows up or anything else that infringes on their constitutional right to look for work in a public space. And so unfortunately, even with all the volunteers, there has been over 150 day laborers that have been impacted by the raids in the last year. And so we continue to do whatever we can to support them and their families, even when they're inside detention, or a majority of them have already been deported, and we continue to provide any support that we can for them and their families. So this helps, this honor really helps be able to bring up their plight and as a way to honor them showing up every day to look for work, even when their own safety is at risk. So thank you so much for this honor.
And I just want to share one particular story that she's been fighting for recently. She's been fighting for a man who is 52, who had a heart attack, who is diabetic, and who is in detention, and they won't allow the medication. And so his daughter has been trying, and so thank you, because I've seen it firsthand. You've been trying to get the medication to him because he needs his insulin, he needs his heart condition medication, and so we really want to say thank you for the work that you do. It's important. Big round of applause to her. So next, it is my honor to introduce the next honoree. May I ask Beatrice Betty Borto to stand up, please? Yes. Business Woman of the Year. Yes, so Betty represents the heart and entrepreneurship spirit behind one of Southern California's most beloved family business, Portals Bakery and Cafe. Born in Cuba, Betty immigrated with her family to California in 1971, where her mother opened the first Portals Bakery location. Betty has her and her siblings worked every single day after school, learning the value of hard work and perseverance. After earning degrees from Cal State Los Angeles and UCLA, she helped guide the expansion of portals while serving as Vice President and Director of Community Relations. Beyond the success of the business, Betty has dedicated herself to giving back, working with organizations such as Children's Hospital Los Angeles, Ultimate, the Los Angeles Union Rescue Mission, and the Boys and Girls Club. Her leadership reflects the belief that successful businesses should uplift the communities they serve. Big round of applause to Betty. Yes, let me give you this first. Yeah, come over here. I'll hold it.
Thank you, Senator Rubio. Good morning. I never know what I'm going to say, but I'll think of something. I'm here representing, of course, the family. I'm just a face, but there's a lot of people behind us, and not only our family, but also all the employees that have come to help us in our journey. We have people that have been with us for 25 years. Very proud of that. So we're about community, feeding the soul, because that's what food does for people. We're a great, I tell everybody, if you work at the bakery, the only thing people care about is how good you are as a cook. They don't care what race you are, if you're a woman or a man. So food is a great equalizer. It puts everybody in the same level. So I'm very proud of that I'm proud of that business. And I couldn't leave the stage without thinking of my mother, who was the one behind whatever you see. It's her passion, her hard work, her vision, her brains. My dad was always a hard worker, and just at the end of the journey decided to follow her when she finally told him, come over, you can work with me now. So again, this is something that a woman started, and so we're very proud of that, and thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you so much. Okay, raise your hand if you had portals. Come on. We've all had portals. And I want to thank her because she has one in West Covina, which is also my district, but my office is across the street, so you can only imagine, right? The temptation is really difficult to resist. And also, everything that you do to give back to the community is incredibly important. So we thank you for that support as well. Okay, next, I would like to invite Emily Lynn to stand up, please. And what you'll know, based on the title, is that, she's the next leader that is coming behind us. Emerging Leader Woman of the Year. Our Emerging Leader Woman of the Year, Emily, is already making an extraordinary impact as a young leader and advocate. As a student at Arroyo High School, Emily founded the Dietary Inclusion Council, a student-led initiative that promotes equity and ensures students' voices are heard in decisions around our school nutrition. Her advocacy has reached beyond her school district to the state and national level, where she has spoken on student health and policy issues. Emily's passion, leadership, and commitment to making a difference demonstrates that the next generation of leaders is already shaping a brighter future, and we are so proud of her. Big round of applause. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily Lynn and I'm a senior at Arroyo High School in El Monte. I want to say, yes, I'm young, but I have made change, and I could not have been able to do that without the formidable women around me on this stage, in this crowd, in our local area, and also nationwide. So I'm incredibly thankful and in debt to them. I want to particularly highlight Susie Sayers, which is the El Monte Union Director of Nutrition, and someone who I've been able to have the pleasure of working closely with throughout these years. I came to her as a timid girl who just saw a change in my school that I felt needed to shift. I felt like there were no vegetarian or vegan options in our school menus, so I came to a 30-minute meeting with Susie, and even though I was pretty shy, she was able to take that, and she really took my dedication and passion. She heard, and she accepted that. So I was really grateful to have her around me, and with her we were able this year to introduce new vegetarian and daily vegan entree options. Additionally, recently we've implemented soy milk across our school district, so I'm also really happy to see that, as my mom always makes soy milk for me. And coming on to that, my family has always been an incredible inspiration and support system around me, so I'm super thankful to be able to have those people. And also Senator Susan Rubio, she is so inspirational, and she teaches me as a young girl that I could have a potential job in policy, and she welcomes that. So I'm thankful for that and for inspiring me. At the end of the day, it is March, so it is Women's History Month. So happy Women's History Month. I wanted to leave off with saying that women are awesome. So if you haven't already, thank the women around you, and thank you so much for this award.
Thank you. Okay, louder than that. Look, she didn't even read a script, and she's in high school. Oh, as a teacher, I cannot be so proud of you. I mean, I really just hope that every student, really sees themselves in us up here, and thank you, for saying that I inspire you. So next, I would like to invite Peggy Hazlett. Please stand up. Our Legacy Woman of the Year. Peggy serves as CEO of the Greater Ontario Business Council, where she helped strengthen the region's business community through a focus on access, advocacy, and education. Under her leadership, the organization transitioned from Ontario Chamber of Commerce to the Greater Ontario Business Council, expanding its mission to better support businesses across the Inland Empire. Peggy is especially proud of the dedication she and her team have had, but wanted to take a moment to thank her business partners for creating this with her. Peggy is especially proud of the work that she has done, but behind her, as always, there's a strong team and partnership they have built with businesses and community leaders throughout the region. She also helped launch the Nurture the Woman CEO Group, which has grown from a small group of leaders in 2020 to a thriving network of women mentoring and supporting the next generation of business leaders. Inspired by the love and encouragement of her late husband and the strength of her 4 children, Peggy continues to lead with resilience, compassion, and a deep commitment to uplifting her communities. Please give her a big, big round of applause.
I'm so honored for this. She mentioned my late husband, and he passed away a little over 20 years ago. And it was interesting because I was a deputy mayor at the time. And I remember a year after his death, the mayor looked at me and he said, how are you doing? And I said, how am I doing? It's easy. He left me this incredible legacy. So how can you not be able to live every single day when you've got that kind of a commitment from somebody? He left me a tribe. So first off, I want to acknowledge, without crying, my children who are with me today. My daughter Felicia has been a true inspiration. She has been an incredible mother. She's a business leader. She owns her own business, but her support is that man next to her, who's been her rock. That Alan right there. But the next generation are those 2 little girls, Alan Noel and Kaya Gonzalez, who are my granddaughters. And I hope I make them proud every day. My son Michael drove out from Arizona. He took the role of being the leader in our family at 9 years old. He protected his sisters, but he protected me also. He has made sure that every time I needed him, he was there by my side. From that 9-year-old little boy to this 29-year-old young man who is a flight paramedic, who's always had that in his heart. My other two daughters, one's in London and one is in Texas, again, are cut from the same cloth. Your daddy would be so proud of you. The other side of the coin is my brother and my sister-in-law, Rebecca and Larry. They literally, every time I have had a down day, they lift me up. My brother and I have gone through a lot of the loss of our mom. We're dealing with our dad now, who's almost 90 years old. But Rebecca is his support system, and I'm proud of the woman that she is. And I'm so grateful that you're my sister-in-law. The other people in my life, I wanted to not cry. I'm usually on this side of it. I'm usually presenting, I'm not usually receiving, so this is just so humbling. But my team at the Greater Ontario Business Council, Go BC, is Adrienne Renee. These two ladies, I love you with all of my heart. We've been through a lot in the last couple of years. A lot of you know, some of you don't. I've been diagnosed with terminal cancer. And it takes a team to make sure that the function of your organization goes on day after day. I'm gonna be around forever, y'all. Cancer's not gonna stop me, okay? I'm gonna let y'all know right now. It's not stopping me at all. The senator mentioned the Women's CEO Group, which started March of 2020. You all remember that. We just celebrated. March 13th was the start of COVID. And we created this group of amazing women CEOs who got together. We call them our OGs, our original goddesses. One of them is with me right now, my best friend, Mary Lynn Baker from DH Casters. I will tell you, that group, the reason it had to start was because the men said, we don't want women in our leadership group. They did not know who they were talking to when they said that. So our OGs got together and they said, you know what, we don't need the men. We'll start our own group. The men's group dissolved. They couldn't last through COVID. The women's group, we're in 2026. We're in 2026. Growing strong. Senator, you've always been a support for me. I am so honored to receive this from you. Thank you so very much.
I'm so happy to So let me just share with you, I did create a select committee in the Senate for minority businesses, to focus on women-owned businesses and those that are struggling. And she goes out of her way to have forums where she invites people to talk about their businesses. She invites me to go speak on policy. But I think what she said, there's a statement that she made that's really iconic of all these women up here. She said, I'm used to giving awards, never receiving them. But that is iconic of what's happening up here. They always think that they don't deserve it. So let's give all of them and Peggy a big, big round of applause. Thank you. Okay, so remember, unfortunately, the state always lets me pick one person, and I said no. So I made sure that we had women from, business, public safety. So if you notice, yes. Sorry, something, we missed one person.
We know one.
Oh, here it is. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Before we get to the one that I was going to present, there's one more. My apologies. The pages were a little mixed. So we would like to invite Margaret Isera to stand up, please. Yeah, thank you. Arts and Culture Woman of the Year. And you already heard me say, right? I like to say I'm an artist, but I'd like to think so, but I'm not, but she is incredible. So I'd like to honor Margaret, our Arts and Culture Woman of the Year, because she has spent more than 35 years enriching the city of Pomona through arts, culture, and creativity. Through her leadership at the DA Center for the Arts, she has created opportunities for hundreds of artists, from children discovering their talents to experienced artists sharing their work with our communities. Margaret established the DA's Art Bridge outreach program that started with 17 students in 2018 and now serves over 56,000 art lessons annually to all ages and abilities in the city of Pomona and beyond. Please help me welcome Margaret.
Thank you so much, Senator Rubio. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here. It's not often the arts get a chance to share the spotlight with all these amazing people, so thank you. I'm here today as an arts advocate. I'm here today as a proud mother of my daughter, who I've always looked up to, who as a young child said to me when we were getting ready for second grade or first grade, and she said, "Mom, why does everybody always look and say, oh, I'm so cute. Doesn't anybody ever want to know that I love math and science?" And I just thought that was really profound, coming from a child, a young girl who loved to explore math, science, nature, and art. So I have been inspired by that comment all my life. So with that, I also would like to thank Councilmember Cole from the city of Pomona, who elected us. It's just very intense to get this award because we didn't even know anybody was watching us. And so to think that we had a little bit of that shine, you have no idea how much it means to us. And so we're so grateful. Thank you. I would also like to thank Ata and Jocelyn, who are leading the City of Pomona Arts and Cultural component. And together they are helping all culture and commerce be lifted at a velocity that we can barely keep up with. And it's very exciting because when we have creative citizens, we have creative solutions, and they're making it happen, and I'm entirely grateful. I'm also grateful to our treasurer who's here today, and to Tita, who's representing our amazing team of over 45 art leaders in the community. Without them, I wouldn't be here to be able to receive this amazing award. I cannot thank you enough for being a shining example of how important the arts are. They have helped you every day with creative solutions, critical thinking, coming up with all of those. You live at a life up in Sacramento where things are being thrown at you daily, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm so excited to know that that artist is living in you and coming up with all the creative solutions that you're bringing to our community. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You deserve it.
So let me just add, so yes, and so now that she came up, and my apologies for skipping her, is that, and I said it earlier, as a teacher, and I know sometimes teachers, we want our kids to sit down and just focus on the math and the science, but there's so many children that are so creative, a little rambunctious, and you have to give them a creative outlet or they may not do well in school. And so as a teacher, I always pride myself of always teaching with a piece of art, whether it is that they were drawing the missions or drawing whatever play that they wrote. There was always an artistic component because we can't expect every child to be the same, a cookie cutter, a child that can sit in a seat. So I always created these opportunities for them to present in a play, a recital, whatever it may be. So if you're a teacher out there, just let them know that our kids need that creative outlet, and sometimes that's the difference between their success or them getting in trouble and ending in the principal's office every day. So I just want to say thank you. We are paying attention. You're valued, and keep teaching the arts because it's so important. Big round of applause again. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to what I was saying, right? That the state only, wanted us to pick one Woman of the Year, and it's impossible when you have so many incredible leaders, women in all sectors, as you can tell how diverse this group is. And so I left this person for last because, she was someone that stood out, and like I said, they're all so phenomenal in their own right. And I wanted to share a little bit about our next honoree. She is someone that I have grown to know over the years. May I ask the Honorable Alma Di Puente to stand up, please? And so the reason I wanted to highlight her, she will be going with me to Sacramento next week. This woman is incredible. If you look at her trajectory, the history of service in her blood, she is really representative of women of distinction that love helping others. Our Woman of the Year, the Honorable Alma Puentes, has dedicated her career to justice, service, and uplifting immigrant families. As the founder of the law office of Alma Di Puentes, she has spent nearly 2 decades advocating for individuals navigating complex immigration challenges, focusing on family-based immigration, asylum, and removal defense. She also proudly served the community of El Monte as a city council member and mayor pro tem, championing opportunities for local families. Most recently, she achieved an extraordinary milestone. Governor Gavin Newsom just appointed her to serve as a judge of the Los Angeles County Superior Court. And yes. And let me just take a moment to pause, because if we are talking about having our young little girls see themselves in these positions of power, or not power, but where you can affect change in a positive way, it is so important to recognize that there's very little women in general, but to have a Latina from our community be appointed, it is extraordinary, because I don't think, growing up, I ever saw anyone that I knew as a teacher, public safety officers, I was lacking that vision. And they always say, if you cannot see it, you cannot be it. And so I hope that there's so many other little girls that say, I can be a judge, and we have her here as, you're an example of what it is to really love what you do. And I met her again earlier on, but she became a council member, and I saw her passion, her drive. But I'll have to say, politics could be ugly. I never saw her lose her composure. Her demeanor was always so inclusive, always so respectful. And it's very hard for some of us when we're getting attacked not to react, but that professionalism never left her. And you're going to see when she talks, I'm always embarrassed because I tend to be loud and artistic. And she is so demure and understated, but she is so powerful. And again, if you want to have women that look like us, just women in general, it is so important that we see them at the bench, because that's where we're going to make the biggest changes. And so I am so proud to have her here. And she was inspired by her mother, an immigrant woman from Tepetango, Zacatecas. Did I say it right? Yes. Judge Puente's journey reflects that perseverance, leadership, and unwavering commitment to justice. So please give her a big, big round of applause.
Good morning, Senator Rubio, distinguished guests, friends, and family. Senator Rubio set me up about how demure and composed I am and about to start crying up here. Thank you, Senator, for this extraordinary honor. To be recognized as the 2026 Woman of the Year for Senate District 22 by Senator Rubio is deeply humbling. Your leadership and steadfast advocacy for our communities make this recognition especially meaningful. Thank you. Public service has been the guiding thread of my journey. Serving on the El Monte City Council, and two of my colleagues are here, hello, was one of the greatest privileges of my life. On the dais, I learned that leadership begins with listening. Listening to families concerned about public safety, to small businesses striving to succeed, and to residents who simply want their voices heard. Local government is where trust is built and where decisions have a direct and lasting impact on daily life. My time on the council strengthened my belief that thoughtful, compassionate public service can truly transform communities. That same commitment carried me through my legal career and ultimately to my appointment to the Los Angeles Superior Court. Taking the oath as a judge on May 18th will be one of the most solemn and meaningful moments of my life. It is a profound responsibility to serve in a courtroom where people experience some of the most important and vulnerable moments of their lives. I will strive each day to approach the role with integrity, impartiality, and respect for the law, and hopefully not cry every time. I'm reminded of the words of the great Ruth Bader Ginsburg, whom the senator mentioned earlier, who said, and I quote, "Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you," end quote. Those words capture what public service means to me. It is not about standing alone. It is about building community, inviting collaboration, and lifting others as we move forward together. This recognition is not mine alone. It belongs to the mentors who guided me, the colleagues who supported me, and the community that believed in me. It reflects what is possible when women are encouraged to lead and when public service is rooted in purpose. To every young woman who is present here today, there is space for you. In city halls, in courtrooms, and wherever decisions are made. Lead with courage, serve with heart, and never doubt the power of your voice and your ability to make a difference. I would be remiss if before I go into a corner and melt into my own tears, I didn't thank my husband of 25 years in the back. My son, Anderson, one of 3, who just took the SATs this morning and rushed here to be with me. My mom, who's in the front. My cousin, Virginia. My uncle. My niece, Bella. My best friend since 2nd grade. It hasn't been that long, Gabriela. The Honorable Judge Rosa Fregoso, who first presented the idea of being a judge to me at dinner, and I must have asked her if she was insane. She was not. I'm grateful that she saw something in me that was worthy of being on the bench. Thank you. And last but not least, to my associate attorney, Dulce Velasquez, who will be taking over my practice. I couldn't be prouder of you, and I couldn't leave my clients in better hands. Senator Rubio, thank you for this honor and for your leadership. I'm deeply grateful and committed to continuing this work with humility and dedication. Thank you.
This has been an emotional day, hasn't it? Now I have to compose myself. Okay, now you know what I mean. You almost want to behave better after you hear her speak. I feel like I have to lower my tone right now. But, you know, I just want to say to stand up here with all of you, each and every one of you in the corner of the arts, education, public safety. You know, there's so many extraordinary women, and like I shared with you, I represent 1 million people. I'm just gonna take a guess, 50% are women, so 500,000 women, and they're up here with us. So that means That is how extraordinary and special you are. And they are breaking barriers, but I think there's a difference. You know, we know that anyone could be successful. I'm not saying it's easy, but there's many out there. But who we have here with us are the women that grab the next women behind them and walk them along, because that's what we want. Not only to break barriers, but make sure that there's enough room to bring the next ones behind us. And I have nieces as well. And I have so many students who still I work with and call me, and I try to mentor as much as I can. But again, that is what this is about. Not just the service, not just being successful, but what we are doing to ensure that there's a path for everyone that comes behind us. And so as you can tell, it was so difficult to select Women of the Year and women in every sector. But I want to take a moment to ask the spouses and any spouse out here to stand up. Can you stand up and let's give them a big round of applause. Spouses. Look at that. Because, no one does it alone. No one does it alone. And, as you can tell, thank you for thanking them and honoring them, and then there's children, there's neighbors, there's best friends, but it is a group effort. So I just want to say thank you for the privilege of this Saturday to spend it with you. I want to thank all of you for the privilege of knowing each and every one of you. You're all very special in what you do. And I hope that in the future, when we have this program again, we seek out those that usually don't like the recognition, but are so worthy of the recognition. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here today. I would like to just ask all our honorees to stand up. And I want all of you to be really, really loud, and let's give all of them a big, big round of applause. Yes, let's give them a big round of applause. Can we come forward? Can you get your certificate to put it up? So now that you've seen these women, please seek them out. Make sure that you're keeping tabs with them, talk to them. But for me personally, what an honor to get to present these wonderful women. So Mayor from cities of